We come to the end of Learning Technologies 2012, and I'm with Chairman of the conference, Donald Taylor. I've got a couple of questions for you, Don.
Yeah.
Firstly, what have been the highlights of this year's conference?
We've had some great speakers, of course, and it's invidious of me to pick out any one particular speaker at the conference. I think the three keynotes, and the feedback I've been getting from people is the three keynotes have all been good. Ray Kurzweil, Jaron Lanier and Dr. Edward de Bono, they've all been excellent. And of course I've actually seen all those sessions, which is great, and I can say they were great. The highlight for me was a session I only saw 10 minutes of, but it was super for me because it was a departure from the norm. We had a couple of guys, Ben Hines and Jamie Treadwell, on stage with 5 musicians, a quintet, and the idea was to explore the use of emotion, music and metaphor in learning. It is something they've done a lot of work on, but not in this environment. The result, that, from what I saw and from the feedback I've got from people, was that it was a success, and I'm delighted with that because every year we have to push ourselves to break new boundaries. And
this morning, you asked everyone in the room to give their big challenges this year in L&D. What do you see as being the big challenges?
Well, the big challenges we came up this morning were absolutely, the first one that came up was aligning learning with the business, which is totally something which we have to do, not in a sort of way where we're just paying lip service to it, but fundamentally learning has to reshape itself so that it is part of the business, part of the daily life of business, and meeting the business drivers of what we do every day. So it's not simply a matter of doing a little bit of evaluation, it's a far more sophisticated and in-depth thing than that. For me personally, the big challenge for this year is going to be putting together a conference which is even better in 2013, because we've raised the standard this year and it's going to be tough to beat again next year, but we will do our best.
And I've got one last question.
Go on.
We've had a big show downstairs with lots of neat technology being displayed.
Yeah.
What type of technologies and new developments are exciting you in L&D?
New technologies in L&D, well, there's a difference between what is prevalent and big at the moment, which is stuff that's jumped over the chasm, is now in the early majority area, and there's what's new and exciting. So the early majority area is the same stuff that it's been for a bit, actually, about 18 months with me, which is webinars, mobile learning, and in particular mobile learning aligned to creative use of smart devices such as iPads or any tablet rather than the phone. So that's still an area that is hot for me because we've only begun to explore that area. But the other stuff is the stuff that's the other side of the chasm, where it is still in its very newest area. And I guess the sort of things that Steve Wheeler's been talking about, anything to do with augmented reality, I think has tremendous potential, but we have to get it from the stage where it is we have to get it from the stage where it is now to a stage where it's easy to use for people, as easy to use as using the tools they use, Word, PowerPoint, whatever. It has to be that simple, then it'll start becoming part of the mainstream.
Great. Donald Taylor, thanks very much.
Thank you.